94.1 KRNA, proud supporter of Penguins Comedy Club here in downtown Cedar Rapids. Corner of second and second. Let's bring him on, Roy Wood Jr. on the telephone. We had a chance to catch up, and he's the star of Sullivan's Son on TBS. Great stand-up gig on Conan O'Brien just the other night. Going to be a big show. We've got your free tickets coming up. Starting the conversation, Roy had an initial question for us.
What's the Ebola situation in Iowa?
Right now, we're free of Ebola.
Okay, good. Making sure. I get scared in line. If I see somebody cough more than twice, I just leave the store.
Do you think really taking people's temperatures at international airports, you think that's going to do anything, Roy?
No, not really, because what if I'm smuggling cocaine and I'm just nervous? I don't have Ebola. I'm just scared that you're going to find this half a kilo that I swallowed in Colombia covered in wax. I don't have a temperature officer. I'm just nervous. Can I please have a Dasani?
Dasani. All the man wants is a Dasani.
Yeah, that's it. It doesn't make any sense. But you know what? Whatever. I got the Ebola cure. It's Dayquil and whiskey. And you just sip a little bit of that, and you're good to go.
You know, it was bed bugs a couple of Octobers ago. Now we've got Ebola. It keeps getting ratcheted up.
I don't know if you can compare those two. I would take the bed bugs over bleeding from the eyeballs. That's the thing that sucks about Ebola is that when you bleed from the eyeballs, it's clearly something wrong. Like any other ailment, you can kind of play it off and downplay it. You got a runny nose or a raspy voice. Yeah, man, it's the pollen. No, man, ain't no pollen in the air making your eyeballs bleed. Your eyeballs are bleeding, man.
This hour of Iowa's Alternative brought to you by
100 miles an hour. Collision.
Rancid's new one is Collision Course on 94.1 KRNA. Cedar Rapids and Iowa City's new music discovery. These guys are on a mission, no remorse, and at 100 miles an hour. That's called punk rock right there. Loving that. It's the Shark coming up. Collective Soul, Congos, Black Keys, 311. Pretty reckless, too. Back to our discussion with Roy Wood Jr., the star of Sullivan and Son on TBS, hanging out in Pittsburgh.
The weirdest thing about being on Sullivan and Son is the fact that we're based, the show's set in Pittsburgh. So when we're in Pittsburgh, people assume that I'm a Pittsburgh fan. I had a Cubs hat on when we were in Pittsburgh, and a fan of the show walks up to me and just goes, "Really?" You'd have thought he caught me with his ex-girlfriend. I was his best buddy, and I was dating his ex-girlfriend now. It was the look of disappointment on this guy's face, and I'm like, "Hey, man, it's acting. I'm sorry, It's just a Cubs hat. I still like your city." So for the rest of the week, I had to wear, Pittsburgh gear because I was scared I was going to break somebody's heart.
No, it's taken so seriously, isn't it, really? All this fandom?
Yeah, and I get the whole pride aspect of it. I'm from Alabama. There's no one more prideful than Southern college football fans. Almost too prideful to the point where they'll fight strangers. So, I get it. I'm a sports fan, but not to that point of we can no longer be friends because your hat doesn't match my hat. It's stupid to me. I tried to explain this calmly in a bar to a guy at an Applebee's who wanted to fight me. First of all, this is Applebee's. This is a happy place. There's wings. I don't know about you, but I choose potato skins, not war. That's what I choose.
Choose potato skins, not war. Roy Wood Jr. I'm going to play another segment in just a second, give you guys some free tickets. It's tomorrow night at Penguins Comedy Club, right here downtown at the corner of 2nd and 2nd. Check out his videos, including Conan O'Brien just a couple of weeks ago. Very funny guy coming to town. Support your local comedy club. Terry Swales checking the forecast in just a sec. Then we launch it, 94 minutes, nonstop KRNA music with another pair of tickets to Timberwolves Bucks basketball.
The sold-out Pearl Jam show is the 17th.
94.1 KRNA, Stone Temple Pilots on Iowa's Alternative. It's Shark. Another segment here with Roy Wood Jr. Pretty good resume for this guy. Late Show, HBO, Comedy Central, NBC, E, and TBS, of course, Sullivan and Son, in which he stars in. Great website, RoyWoodJr.com. He's coming to Penguins Comedy Club tomorrow night. So check out that website. Check him out on Twitter. And you definitely want to see his latest videos with Conan and Seth Meyers, late night stand-up. Plus, if you're a football fan, the guaranteed ass whoopings. Each week, Roy makes his picks. And a unique NFL view.
You know what? I try my best to look at it through a different prism. Think of me as a guy who's never played football professionally ever, because I haven't. And I'm also a guy who, doesn't really know a lot about football. But I try my best based on what I see on the field to see what's happening. Like, I really thought that the Houston Texans could beat the Dallas Cowboys. You're playing in the Ebola Bowl. Who would tackle someone that's bleeding from their eyeball?
The Ebola
I would
Bowl.
let that man score. If I was the Cowboys, I would have just had red eye makeup. I would have just got red mascara and just drizzled it in the corner of my eye to make you think I'm crazy and to think I've got it already, and just snarl and frost and just put mouthwash and toothpaste in your mouth so I look like a rabies. Just
Yeah, that should have intimidated
wrong.
people enough.
Yeah, but I was wrong. I'm 0-5 on the year, so I don't want the listeners, thinking that they need to run over to my website and maybe get out of debt by sticking with the picks I give.
Yeah, not a good bookie recommendation is Roy Wood Jr., but you had, I think, a final score in there here in week 5 or 6 was 84-4. I mean, you just don't see it.
83-4.
You just don't see that.
Over Raiders. That one didn't come home.
No, you don't often bet against a 4. If someone lays out a 4, people aren't going to follow you, Roy.
Yeah, but we also had a tie this weekend in the NFL.
That's
Anything's
true.
possible, Shark. Don't question me.
It's the last thing anyone would do. Roy Wood Jr. Come to town. See the Star now. 365-1111. Callers 9, 10, 11, 12. Hell, I don't know how many winners we'll have.